Welcome to another edition of Q&A Social Security Disability Today. Let's go ahead and get to your questions. How much can a Social Security representative charge me if I'm already receiving disability benefits and I'm trying to find someone? Here's where you need to understand. Most people don't understand that when you're still receiving Social Security disability benefits, there's no way for the representative to get paid unless you pay them. Now, representatives charge differently. Some will charge you 25% of your monthly check, or they'll charge you a flat retainer, which they can keep in trust. In any event, both of them are put in trust, and if they win the case, then they ask the court to let them have that money, or if they lose, they reimburse the money back to you. Here's the problem that most people run across. Most people are budgeted so tightly with regards to the money that they have for disability, they can't afford to pay someone. So the hard part for you is finding a representative who will basically work with you financially. The problem is that most representatives are business people. So in other words, if they can't, they got to get paid for the work they've done. So I tell people this one, and I get these calls all the time. The reason why you're having a hard time finding a representative to represent you on your disability case is because you're getting paid already and there's no way for them to get paid. So are you prepared? So the question I then do is when I turn to them is, how are you prepared to pay for someone to represent you out of your own pocket? And if the answer is no, that's why you're having a hard time finding someone. Because the reality is that Social Security will not reimburse. So Social Security won't reimburse anybody if you're getting benefits already because there's no back pay. And most people don't realize that Social Security has an anti-garnishment provision so that there is no really remedy for a representative to get money from you if you decide to stop paying them. So a lot of times what representatives will do is charge you a big dollar amount up front because they want to make sure that they're protected, because the reality is this is how they get paid for the work that they do. So I tell you, be prepared to pay. The reason why you're having a hard time finding a representative is because there's no way for them to get paid unless you pay. So if you're not prepared to pay, you're going to have a hard time finding somebody to represent you. Now, here's the question that comes up to me every now and then about investing while on disability benefits. It really just depends on the program that you're receiving. First and foremost, if you're thinking about investing in stocks and bonds and wanting to know how that will affect your benefits, just call Social Security and ask them. Why? Well, if you're getting SSI, the money that you're receiving could be viewed as an asset if you start investing in stocks and basically generating revenue and dividends off of those stocks and mutual funds. Also, there's a possibility that your DIB benefits may be offset as well as a result of that. This is what I tell people all the time. Most people who are getting disability benefits are really cash strapped to whatever benefits they're receiving. But if you have the ability to be able to afford to make some type of investments, call Social Security. Don't sit here in the dark and think I'm going to try to do this on the low, so this way that they won't find out. Because if they find out and it adversely affects you, they're not going to be very sympathetic in working with you because you tried to basically keep from them something that you shouldn't have been doing in the first place. When in doubt, call Social Security. Get the answer and keep on trucking.